Hello lads, and Helldiver lads, good to see you here. Get yourselves comfortable, get yourself a cup of caf or a bit of LIBERTEA, and let's have a chat about why it's time to give Darktide a break and Helldivers 2 a right proper chance to entice you with its goodies. First is going to be the core gameplay loop experience. With Darktide, as we've come to know, it is a horde linear shooter. You go from one end of the mission to the objective at the end of the mission. There is no variation on this course. It's pretty straightforward. The only time we ever see variation come to the missions is when we get modifiers like hunting grounds, low intensity, high intensity, darkness, fog, or a mix sometimes of the two. The difference that we get now when it comes to Helldivers is that we have multiple mission objectives in a wide open map that we can explore and navigate as we see fit to utilize the space that Arrowhead is providing us for tactical advantages and potentially walking ourselves into enemy ambushes, where the AI takes advantage of our limited visibility now that we're at a third-person over-the-shoulder look and no longer in a top-down isometric look. However, this does give us more maneuverability and allows us to see our cool, customized characters based on the armor that we chose to wear. When it comes to the gameplay loop as well, let's talk about it. The core gameplay loop is drop in, fight your way in a third-person tactical co-op horde shooter. One, where you and a squad of 4 Helldivers, tell me if this sounds similar, drop in with a full kit of gear that you don't even know if you're trained to use, but it spits out freedom and democracy faster than a trader can scream about the chaos gods. Then command tells you to go and take some objectives across the map that you need to traverse on foot while squishing as many bugs and destroying as many automatons as you can. Working with your squad to achieve multiple objectives across a wide open map that provides you different ways to play the game every time you load into a mission, despite some of the objectives occasionally being the same. No two maps will be alike, especially when you get the next little piece of kit available to you. You get a special system to call in of destruction called stratagems. These range in the form of heavy weapons, ammunition, drones, and even orbital strikes. And yes, these orbital strikes, strafing runs, bombing runs, they are carking satisfying. All of these are unlocked within the natural flow of the game and provide you with your own unique ways of playing. Of course, some missions and objectives will eventually develop a meta. You can run whatever makes your monkey brain tingle with delight. Hey, wait a minute. Did an Eldar write this line? It's fucking Eldar. Always getting their jabs in. Missions in Helldivers 2 will take place on a myriad of planets with procedural map generation, so you're not going to be walking down the same alleyways and tunnels that we've gotten used to as Darktide players. These maps are expensive, they're open, with objectives sometimes way spread out between each other. It allows for the maps to be unique, enjoyable, and different opportunities for engagements as you go in time after time, diving in to hell, because that's what you are here to do. Get your feet wet, get them stuck in the mud, and stomp out some Xenos life forms, as well as stomping out some automatons that thought maybe we should end democracy and freedom. And we're not going to allow that to happen now, are we, lads? Much like many other live service games, you get to find collectibles in Helldivers 2. These come in the ways of medals and samples and the premium currency that Arrowhead is using called super credits. That's right. You get to get your hands on some premium currency just by playing the Karkin game. Missions will be filled with small fast-moving projectiles that make enemies and your allies go to sleep permanently. And democracy does not discriminate. So you need to watch your field of fire and keep your head on a swivel, or you may walk into the line of fire of your allies and lose your head because of it. So, make sure you're communicating with your team, and as a teammate, make sure you're watching for when an ally decides to put their head in your crosshairs. Nobody wants to be put to sleep permanently. That being said, also, it includes stratagems. They do not discriminate either, and neither do hell pods. Yes, if you are not paying attention to the danger close or to the drop beacon, you will be crushed by an ally dropping back into the fight, or you will be burnt up by a strafing run, orbital strike, bombing run, or a stray explosion. In short, everything in Helldivers 2 can kill you and will kill you if you are not paying attention to what you're doing. I expect there to be many Helldiver deaths due to accidental fire, friendly fire, or just accidental drop pod crushing. Do yourself a favor. In the early days, take it with a laugh. Brush it off. Don't be too worked up about it. You're here to have fun, lads, not to be sweaty about the game. How else can this game get any better? Well, there are two types of goals you can achieve. Your personal goals, which is moving on to unlocking Warbond kit, which we'll get into in a minute, and also goals as an entire community, working together to find success and to win the war effort. That's taking planets, pushing back alien hordes. In Helldivers 1, there was also the moments where the bugs would take back their territory, or the cyborgs or the Illuminate, and you would have to work together as a team to push back and secure the capital world. So you made sure that your fellow citizens were not eradicated by these enemies. That's right. So this is what the grand goals are, working together as a community to succeed the war effort, to not lose planets, when the AI and the human element behind Arrowhead's Helldivers 2 Game Master system don't get too crafty and try and bug us in the rear. You get what I'm saying? Working on these goals, not only as a personal basis, but as a full-blown community, makes the game even better. You know there is a community goal. You know that there is things the player base is working towards. Go and achieve it. Go and get it done. Work hard, fight hard, and win. And when the gameplay gets tougher, and when the community starts succeeding, the Dungeon Master system rolls in and starts putting some hampers down on us. This is what makes the game even better than that. It just stacks on stacks on stacks. This is why I think you need to play the game. Now, we're also here with a team that is eager to play their game with us and eager to adjust the game's difficulty based on how we're playing it. They can make hard missions harder by making us have an extra long extraction timer, or make the games easier by giving us high intensity weapons like a 500 kilogram bomb, or even more bones, or more curses along the way. That's exciting. Why would you not want a team that takes inspiration from sci-fi all across the ages, especially from 40k and Games Workshop being big inspirations for this game, and here they are looking to influence the game and play alongside us as well. I cannot tell you how exciting, how liberating, how enticing it is to want to play the game more and more, knowing that the development team wants to get their hands into it just the same as us. With all these inspirations and creative ideas from tabletop RPGs to sci-fi settings that we've come to know and love as fans of sci-fi universes, I genuinely feel like Helldivers 2 is a game that will have a lot of staying power for the PC and PlayStation 5 communities. Unfortunately, X-Pros, you will not be able to play this game. That is a shame, but I can tell you, as a PC player, I feel privileged being able to choose between Darktide or Helldivers 2. And in the end, the way that Arrowhead is going about the game has me feeling like it's going to stay fresh, stay fit, and it's going to keep us ready to squash some Tyranids and allow us to break down some automatons. And I can't wait to put some steel under my feet and squash out that abominable intelligence. Now it's time to cover the war bonds. These are a special Battle Pass light system that will be direct from the community manager's mouth, well, fingertips, evergreen, meaning they will never be removed or rotated out. War bonds are there to grow and get larger, get more, leaving you something to always look forward to anytime you come back after a short time away. This is one of the best ways to implement a Battle Pass light system, much like Chivalry 2. You can go back and purchase their first Battle Pass and complete it to this day. This is a smart move and one of the best ways to evolve a live service genre, so you can always purchase the content they've put out and support the developers and get yourself some nice little goodies along the way. War bonds are gonna have, as I said, a lot of extra goodies, from armor to gear to weapons, and supposedly even maybe some new emotes for when you finish up a mission and you get a nice little victory dance. Arrowhead, if I could, if you're watching this, please throw in a helicopter cape victory pose. Please, it would be funny. Everyone would enjoy it. Oh, also, a forklift drive-in victory pose. Please, you have to do it. Come on, for us, lads. For us. New war bonds will be available every second Thursday of the month, so you will have plenty of time to unlock them and make them yours. These are also not a pay-to-win model, as they are optional as a way to support yourself and the war effort and the dev team. Now, when it comes to you deciding it's time to unlock a war bond, why don't you give yourself a moment if you don't know if it's something you want and come to a creator like myself who will be your testing dummy. That's right, I'm going to unlock every war bond, I'm going to collect all the gear, and I will let you know my full thoughts on the gear itself. Even if it's not my playstyle, I will still play it and give you fair, honest opinions on it. Let me be your testing dummy. If you don't care and you just want to get it and support the war effort, do so. But I will be here if that's not what you want to do. War bonds will vary in total cost depending on how many items are in the war bond. Lads, it almost seems like they know you can't offer less cool gadgets and gear and ask for the same carking cost. Bit of a crazy one, mate. I like Arrowhead. They're doing things right. You will also need to purchase the war bond with your super credits before you can spend your medals to unlock the gear. So clearly, as you can see, you're going to need all the in-game currency to unlock everything, which does make for a good grind to get your gear and feel that sense of accomplishment, on top of accomplishment of succeeding in the war effort. You can also have multiple war bonds open at the same time, and spend your medals as you see fit to unlock the gear that tickles your fancy. Last note on war bonds. War bonds will not prevent you from playing with your mates or mates you make along the way. And all other future updates like enemies, environments, and missions will also be free no matter the edition you purchase, nor will they currently contain stratagems. You will not be locked from obtaining medals if you don't have a war bond and you need the SC to be able to access the war bonds. Now that right there Did you catch what I said? All other future updates, like new enemies, new environments, and missions, will be free, no matter the edition you purchase. Do you know how exciting it is to hear they're going to provide free content updates to us in the form of enemies, environments, so new biomes, and missions? That is the way to do live service. I can tell you, if that's the case, I won't have problems spending a little bit of my own dosh on some super credits when I need to fill those gaps. So far, Arrowhead is in the right direction, but it's time to talk about them super credits, so let's get to it. Super credits are the premium currency in Helldivers 2, and will be one of the 3 currencies you can collect on missions to grow your arsenal. Now, isn't that nice? That sentence right there, you can earn your premium currency by playing the game. You can earn the currency in 3 ways. You can buy it with real dosh, providing direct support to the devs, finding it in your missions around the map, and by progressing through war bonds. Not all war bonds will have enough super credits for you to buy another war bond. The Helldivers Mobilize war bond is the only one that is looking like it's going to provide us with enough super credits to get a free war bond at this time. So keep that in mind, lads. All missions will have a limited number of super credits on their maps. At this moment, higher difficulties will not have more super credits. This can be a little bit of a hiccup which may discourage players from playing higher difficulties. However, in Helldivers 1, you did get more samples when you played on higher difficulties. So, we may end up seeing more medals, more samples at higher difficulties, even with the super credits still being the same. Don't be discouraged from playing on higher difficulties. Play them, collect the things you need to get the medals and the samples to unlock your goodies. Another benefit to your super credits is once you've picked them up, they are instantly added to your bank account. So they are there for you. You do not have to extract to pull them out. However, you do need to extract to get your medals and samples secured so you can upgrade your stratagems and unlock your gear. Keep that in mind. Don't be a snake quitter. Once you get the super credits, stay in, finish the run, and get all you can. If not, well, I think you might be a bug lover, and no one likes a bug lover. It puts you on the same level as a leaf lover, and nobody loves a leaf lover. Rocking stone to the bone. You do not get the SC if you load mid-mission, and it has already been grabbed. But don't rage out when that happens. It's bad karma, and it makes you seem extremely greedy when you're joining a match. There are, of course, worries that I have with this system. More credits should be awarded at higher tiers, but also, maybe they should be lost if you quit a mission before you extract with them. I understand there will be things like disconnects, but you really shouldn't be quitting once you get the SCs. We just need a way to keep people from greed quitting. Now there is going to be a cash shop with cosmetic gear, but this gear will also come with armor effects. These armor effects are already in the game, so there are no superstore only armor effects. Everything that is in the cosmetic shop is already in the game. You're not paying for power, you're just paying for a new color of a piece of kit you already like. A different way to armor and zhuzh yourself up, making yourself seem a little bit more fancy. And I think that's a great way to go about the cosmetic shop. It's still going to help you look cool in a way that you like, and still provide you the key armor effects that you enjoy. This is going to be a 48-hour turnaround. So if you miss a cosmetic set because you haven't earned the super currency in missions yet, well, you just have to wait till it comes around in another 48-hour period somewhere down the line. That's Beautiful. There will be 4 items available at one time. This shop is going to move quick, so if you miss something, it will still be there in a short period of time. You just gotta check every 2 days. Not a bad deal. I really like it, and I think that's a great way to go about running your cosmetic shop. Arrowhead is looking to also take feedback on the superstore so that they can improve it as time goes on. Don't just be a snarky little shit and say, cash shop bad, me angry, or yell at them and swear at them. Be constructive, be creative, be smart with your feedback. Okay? Don't be a jackass. When this channel started out, it was all about Darktide, and of course, I also had the RimWorlds going as well. I am happy to bring Helldivers 2 into my joys of games that I simply will love. I've loved Helldivers 1, and all the improvements with Helldivers 2, I can honestly say, this is the live service game you should be playing. This is the live service game you should be getting your feet stuck into. This is the live service game that you should be supporting because it has a dev team that is passionate, eager, and ready to better their game with all the good feedback that they get. It's not a team that is looking to dig in their heels and grind their teeth at you when you give them constructive feedback. I'm sad to say goodbye to the X-Pros. I'm happy to welcome PlayStation players into my games, into my life. I'm happy that there is something that I can play with a different part of the gaming community. But let me say this, lads. I hope Darktide succeeds in the future and can stay strong with its game and franchise and update and get better and constantly put out new ways to play Darktide. But I can tell you this, Helldivers 2 is looking to be the game where you should be putting your money to for a live service game. For a game that allows you to crush bugs and break apart automatons. This is the game to play. I hope to see you in my dives, because right now, preload is live. Right now, the game is sitting at number 3 on Steam's global top seller list. I'm not counting the Steam Deck, sorry Steam. It sits behind Palworld and Enshrouded as number 3. Get it, play it, have some fun, have some laughs, and I'll see you groundside. Shout out to the patrons. Thank you so much for supporting the channel on Patreon. You too can support the channel on Patreon by heading down in the description below. There's a link there. You can also support by becoming a channel member. Thank you to my channel members for supporting the channel as well. You can always support for free by hitting like, subscribe, bell notification, commenting, sharing with people you think might enjoy the content. I look forward to seeing you, PlayStation players and PC players, in my dives. I will see you there. Take care, stay frosty, and keep your heads on some swivels. Peace, lads.